Did you move it then?
Yep, I did.
Alright, g'day. We are back in the yards. We're at the home yards, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of, well, an upgrade, because we're going to be changing out this crush, which is a bit of a hybrid of an old Commander crush and a pre-fert head bale. We have gotten to the point where it's annoyed me too much, and this set of scales, unlike the one in the race, we have to take in and out the panel, and that means we can't use the side squeeze. So we've got a new crush and bale, which has got the ability to have the load bars themselves installed externally, so onto the ground, and then put the entire crush on top of it, so that we can just weigh the entire unit, which means that the animal on there is weighed the entire time. One of the issues we've had with this is trying to push the animals forwards, but then also when we've got smaller animals, not being able to perform any work on them. So we're going to be taking this out today, which means we're also going to take our shade down, but in the near future, we're going to be putting more of these large poles on the other side, so then we can fully shade the entire working area, so that we've got it much nicer for ourselves. And yeah, we'll see how much we achieve today, but we've got a lot that we want to do here. So there's a fair bit that we're going to talk through at the front, but that gives you a bit of an idea of what we're going to be doing today. So let's sort of get into it. So this is the new crush assembly. This is a Clipex. So we are running a Clipex down at Clare Downs. Tom's got a Clipex, except it doesn't have the parallel squeeze, it's only one side. So we've got the slightly better one, and that's only because I pinched this one off him. So some of the advantages this one has, as Daz has already mentioned, that it's all encapsulated, so it is, this platform is part of the scale, so that's what the cattle will be on. And this here is where this will attach to the scale, the load bars themselves. And you've got up the front here your access from both sides. You've got your access door, and we've got the vet doors at the back, so you can slam them behind. Now, one of the things we're going to be taking out of the way is this bar, which is for clipping along the back here. What you usually do is you shove it in and slide it along to stop the animal moving back, especially when they're smaller, and it also stops them from kicking you. It sort of just gets in the way. Now, this handle here can be moved to the back for operating the head bale itself, so that we can, like our Warwick, have one person here that is operating this gate, letting the animal in and catching them in the bale at the front there. The negative of that is the amount of flex in the one at Clare Downs down at the feedlot. So we're not sure if we're going to keep that. We might try it, but we will see how we go. This has got sealed bearings up here, and that means that it's going to be less prone to getting affected by dust and grime. And there's seals in this unit up here, which we can service when or if it gets sort of to that point, but that's after thousands and thousands of animals. We also have a chin strap bar, so we can, or head bar, whichever way you want to call it, so that we can grab their chins, which will stop them moving around so much. So we've got that, and we've got the Easy Bossy tool, which Tom used for the first time the other day, and he really liked it. We've got this Clipex bale to go in, so we might pop over and start having a look at how we're going to take everything out.
Get it ready to cut out because it's welded in. So that's the cables for the weighing, and here we have got the nils tag reader, which we'll strip out. What's really interesting is, doesn't matter what type of zip ties we buy, after about 12 months in the sun, they go very brittle, they'll just snap. I'm not sure how we're going to overcome that. One thought is to buy some cans of UV paint resistant and give them a dose with that. Hold it, I'll go right up. I think I can come down a bit. Just get it right. Okay. You right?
Yep.
Where are we going?
Out. So we've now chopped out the bolts there that will hold it down, and it's ready to effectively lift. Except at the back here, what we've found is that one of our bars that's holding up our shade cloth at the moment was welded directly to the crush itself, not to the race. So that's just welding in here a little bit of 50 by 50 to be able to hold that top piece there while we pull the crush out. We're only doing a light weld on that because we have measured, but we may need to have the new crush a little bit back. We will see how we go.
Okay, backwards. Turn it towards me.
I can't hear you.
Right back. Up. Yep.
Yep. Good. Come forward. We're gonna cut. Yeah.
We just cut and then we'll lift and put it back in.
Yep. So one of the things, because the entire system is going to be on these load cells here, or the load cells that we'll get early next week, we can't have it welded to physically or anything touching between the race here and the bale crush assembly. So we're going to zing these here off, before we bring it across and back a bit. So that's just going to be done with the cordless, because we've got the cordless here. That's all we need. We don't need to fire up the Jenny.
Yeah, okay.
Ready for a lift. Come to me. We can go about 50 mil across at the front. Yep.
Gotcha. This is a funny bit.
You side squeeze.
Okay. It's only a little thing, but I haven't cleaned her up.
But has it still got the burrs?
Just got the burrs on.
Oh, that'll tickle.
Yeah.
A little end cap would be nice. But then again, because you've got potential for water to go in.
Yeah. What would be nicer is just a bit of this inch pipe inside it. For here, you're not going to bend it out here. This is where it's going to bend. So if, from here you had a bit of the inch pipe, it'd be easier. Where's the brake on it? What I find interesting, there's no oil or grease points on it, which is...
It's all sealed bearings, and up here's a mechanism that's oil filled that you will got O-rings to
doing. Right.
Yep. Yeah, it's a spring mechanism up the top.
Yeah, but she's not going back. This here.
It's a bit dry.
No, okay, hang on now let's see it again. So that's pushing it that way. Okay, so this one should now be pulling it back. There's not something hooking still.
No. You nip that up if we're going to keep it, but that's a shit spot for you. That's kind of your... That's the only spot you could have it if you weren't going to get it. So we'll tighten it up and we'll try it and see if they've improved the mechanism.
Yep. So this one here.
You liking the chin strap? Oh, it's a jet, yeah.
We'll see how it goes, but I reckon it loads your weight up here.
Give it a run.
This. Yeah. Lifts you up.
Yep. Yeah. They'll stop them from moving.
And then to undo it. We'll try it. Right, so where we'd want to make this...
Oh, it's like there's a bolt missing here. There is.
Oh, that's not a good...
Yeah, this is... Oh, hang on. Steady. And we push that. That.
That's actually in there, right.
So that's where you're...
Okay, so we've lost one.
No, that's him. She's just come loose.
No, we've lost the bottom nylon.
Oh, one of... Yeah, okay. Has it got a...
Yep.
It does. Something nylon to replace that.
Mm.
And is yours an Allen head or is, yeah, it is. So we'll have to check that they're all tight enough.
That one's not either. See, spring washer's not even taken up.
Yep. And you've got the bushing is right. Will we bring it up on? It could be on the trailer.
We'll have a look on the trailer. I didn't see anything.
So we can say crisis averted. We found the bushing on the trailer, so that was all good. Now, one of the things I'm curious about, someone might be able to answer this one for me, is why you would have the bushing on the bottom part rather than being top down. I can't work it out because there's no reason why it wouldn't function the same. Although, yes, there is that part where if the bushing is on the bottom, any movement is going to be only on it instead of it being two moving parts at the bottom. But we'll put some anti-seize on, we'll get this in and make sure everything else is tight and not going to slip out when we've got an angry bull in there. And just so everyone knows and no one accuses us of, you know, being like paid to have this, we paid full retail on this unit. Oh, that's a shit idea.
What's that?
I'm just looking, like, you can't crush it if the arm's in the spot I like it. So, no, I'll sort that out later. But
Hang on. I'll move that one.
yeah, no, you can't really easily. You've got to bolt it because I've just...
Oh, you've done that?
Well, okay, I'll be honest, I'm going to take the thing all the way off. I don't see any need to have it.
Okay, I'm going to go here.
I've got it.
See, when I got here and pushed it, that got into the box.
Oh, you fucking fool. Sorry.
So it can be hanging, it won't get anyone. So
Yeah, I don't.
So you have it open like that, and when they come along, the only thing I don't like about here is
Yeah, how much slack it's got. There's the twist in the RHS. With that point there.
just
So
line her
it
up so she comes through.
shouldn't move. No, put it back to where it was. There. Okay, so that's where I'm thinking it'll get locked in position and not move.
Yeah.
Because then the side squeeze will go.
Yeah.
Fucking hits it. So that's not. Did you move it then?
Yep, I did. No, I'll put it back.
No. It was. I wanted to see where it went to when that thing hit it, which tells you as far as it has to be. Okay. Now you can still get to those.
You can still open your door more if you want to have it. more that way, because all you want to do is get in. You can come right to there, still get in.
Yeah, okay, so that's the spot. So we've got it loosely in position just to get our sizes and the rest of the work we're going to do organised, and we are just waiting on the heads themselves, like the we're just waiting for the load bars. Hopefully we're gonna have them early next week, so then we can bolt them down, install that, and have it nicely set up that the screen is somewhere safe and out of the way, very readable. So generally I don't have it on there, and I've got the extension cords for the Nils tag reader, so we will work out some of those bits and pieces as we go along. And so we are also going to be doing a little bit of work on here, like boxing this up so it's nice and strong at the front for our drafting. And over on here, this side's a very, very big gap, so we'll get to work on putting that in. We've got the steel, we'll get it measured up. And then we are looking at the front here where we're usually having issues when we're loading out cattle. So we can actually bring this all in more. We don't use this extra draft line here. We were just talking about whether we do build it up so it could be used, but we might just leave it kind of there if we do build another pen out the back there, a fourth draft. And while we're here, we've had enough time with this all set in, so digging this out a bit and we're going to concrete that. But for now it is a little bit over 40 degrees. It is not very nice, and we've got cattle that we're still bringing in. So at the moment we've got the time up our sleeve to do day or two of cattle work and day or two in the yards here. Just getting this all ready, and while we're pretty keen to get this in now before we went to anything like, you know, go to pick up the scales, is to find out if there was anything else we could possibly need, like perhaps bigger dyno bolts or anything like that. So that's it for now, and we're going to continue this on in a little bit. All right, g'day. We are back at the yards now, and I can't remember if when I first started this, if I'd shaved and had a haircut, but Jasmine gave me a haircut and I've given that a trim up just to keep the grime out of it a bit. So back onto the actual work. Dad flew down to Kalgoorlie on Sunday and caught up with Alan Browning from Elders, who's our stock agent, and the guys from Esperance, so Neil and Lauren, they brought up our extra wide load bars so we can get them under these scales, or this crush, and get these scales working so we can do a draft up. So one of the first things in getting these load bars over here that I've noticed is that the base plate mount holes are kind of in line with the Clipex ones, those two. However, that's not really critical. What is our bar just there where we connect the whole crush to the load bars. Now, looking at that, what you could do is just whack one hole through here and then just line it up for up. What I'm thinking I would do is probably make a bit of a plate up for it so that it's over it like that, and then we put our two bolts in there to hopefully grab a bit more stability out of it, because I know the one at Clare Downs down at the feedlot yards is like, to me, the whole unit wobbles quite a bit. Not sure if that's going to be any better with this, or if the 5 ton, so the 5,000 kilo instead of 2,500 kilo Gallagher load bars would be more stable. But if someone uses those in this outfit, once we see how this one goes, if it's wobbly and stuff, let us know if the heavy duty ones are any better. But they'd want to be significantly better for the close to double the price that they are.
I was going to put the nuts up. I know that seems counter to whatever, but you can see if they're coming loose.
Yep.
I know people like to put them down, but if they're coming loose, you won't see them.
All right, so do you want to put a spring washer on it?
If we had one, but for just now, if we put this, we can.
Well, this isn't going to be just now. It's going to be put here and we'll forget about it forever. What we've done is instead of building a plate or anything, we've just centered the mark here where it's going to get bolted to the scale unit itself or the load bar, and we've just whacked them through with a 10mm drill bit. Now those aren't galv, or they're zinc plated, but they're not galv bolts, so we might spray them with a little bit of something tacky so that they live for a bit longer. But yeah, we just, instead of using the loader, Dad levered it up with the pry bar, the crowbar, and yeah, we're making a little bit of progress.
A bit of a debate about the gal zinc coated on our spear gates, where the base bar is. They're rusting out very quickly on, when I say very quickly, 9 years on the zinc ones. So now what we're doing is we're just putting heavy black steel. That seems to stand up to the urine and where we've got the soils that aren't compatible. I spoke to a Waratah agent a number of years ago, and he said they were finding the same thing, that their gal posts, as they call them, are not as good in some country as what the black posts are. You know, just the ordinary steel post.
Right, bit of trivia there. Let us know if you have had experience using the different gal versus black steel Waratahs or pickets. I certainly know that a lot of the black steel ones here that were put in before we got here are still kicking about, and yeah, I haven't really noticed many of the zinc ones. Right.
I had a zinc one up at Bullock that was cut off that we'd put into around the thing. It had just rusted straight off.
Yep.
So that's that Cow Creek country.
Yeah, the lime.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. You want to sit this one down?
Yep. Oxymorons, yeah. Then we want to make sure that we're straight.
Yes.
It could be touch and go for it to fit through. Remember, they make a lot of noise.
Egypt.
Oh, so this is how they built the pyramids.
Yeah. That's got that one.
Okay, so we had a brief interval, a nice coffee, some bird watching, and we grabbed the hammer and the rubber mallet so we can have a go at knocking them in.
We had a little angle grinder here. I've got to do the trim.
Cordless is in the bruiser box. Right, so we've got these bolted. We've done up the dyno bolts and we've done up those top bolts. So it looks like the main part of this installation is done, which really it wasn't a huge job. It was more getting the old one out. One of the things I don't like about the one at Clay Downs is how much this all seems to rock and move when we've got cattle in it. So I might put this camera down somewhere and throw myself around in there like I'm a 500 kilo bull, but I won't be able to really test that out until we've got a big animal in there. So with me jumping in there and shaking it around while Dad was trying to do some cutting, it doesn't seem to move a lot. So that's a good sign, but I'm not a angry cow. Dad's just run the cuts along here to make sure that we've got space between the floating crush so there's no other forces that can go into it. So that means that everything that's inside here is getting weighed. All right, up the back here, Dad's put a couple of rails. One here is to be a little bit of extra support for that gateway there. They keep hitting it and I don't like it. This one here is just sort of the early stages later on, so we can get across there and effectively walk over there to be able to push them away from that corner when pushing up from the yard here. So we've got the crush in, we think pretty successfully so far. So we're happy with the way it's in. We've got our blinding down the side there, so when you release them from the bale, they don't turn hard around on themselves. We've seen them do that with the one down at Clare Downs, and from the outside it doesn't look too untidy. And yeah, we've got our panel reader is whacked in there, and then that's run underground or underneath the crush itself along there and to our scale reader. Now I need to get the longer extension for the EID reader so we could put it up somewhere over there, and then that'd be much nicer to work with. But we're just going to trim this corner now so we can get it in neatly. 910 kilos. Well, I guess that answers how much that crush weighs. So all we do now is we just hit the 0. He's reading 96 kilos at the back there. He's in the center, so I'll reweigh. 97.5 in the middle, and now he's at the front. Just stand still at the front.
Your balls won't stand still.
I know, but I want to check the continuity across the whole load. So go at the front. Okay, now go to the middle. Now go to the back. There you go. You're a kilo lighter at the back. Oh. Right, so that thing's in. It's going to be interesting to operate, but nice and clear here to be able to see the weights of the animals when we're drafting. And we've just got a little bit of fiddling on our drafting gates, but that's to come later. So you were leaning on it. That's it for now. Yeah, we'll have a look at it when we are drafting.